When we came under your command, Colonel, you stated very clearly that we would never find Negroes who could pass a pilot's exam, make it through flight school, survive basic combat. We've done all of that. We have a right to fight for our country, the same as every other American. We will not go away.
So, David, I know you had to run through boot camp.
Yes.
I asked a few of the other guys, who do you think was the biggest baby during boot camp?
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Who was the big... Well, you know, the level of camaraderie we attained through doing this boot camp together, I couldn't possibly out one of my brothers. So, you know, I'll tell you when we're off camera, though.
Okay, I definitely want to know. Terrence, how do you think that this film will revolutionize or change Black Hollywood?
Well, the fact that we're doing this huge press junket here in New York City and not in some back room at the YMCA, I think it's revolutionized. The fact that someone like George Lucas will invest $100 million into these types of stories and tell this American epics tale and change it from, I hate when someone calls it a black movie. I would like for it to be called Black in the sense that, you know, it's unknown what it will accomplish, but these are American actors, these are international actors that are telling this hugely important historic tale.
A global tale.
Did you guys know that when you were filming it that it would be this big?
Hell no, there's no way. There's no way. We're gonna watch it with President Obama.
Yeah, on Friday.
Have you ever met him?
Amazing.
No, are you kidding? No.
I've never met him.
No.
But this opportunity comes as a result of...
Yeah, I mean, you know, one of the things that is shocking to us, and we were there during the shooting, is these air battles are ridiculous. And, you know, we were having to picture this when we were doing the plane battles, but, you know, it's one thing to have computer-generated imagery doing the ground. It's another thing when it's the sky, when there's nothing to be seen for miles, but clouds and planes. And so, you know, we are right there alongside the audience going, oh my goodness, look at this thing. You know, it's really, really extraordinary to be a part of the puzzle within something this big.
The CGI effects, they were like amazing. One of the, I think Nate told me that, you know, you were in a little thing trying to imagine with the joystick.
The gimbal.
Yeah. And that was one of the hardest things for us is, you know, not only trying to imagine what it was like, but to physically embody what it's like to be in that plane, to be being shot at, to shoot at other people, to be upside down, to be spinning, to lose control of the plane, to gain control of the plane. You know, it was crazy.
I want to know what it was like coming into the film, not knowing about the Tuskegee Airmen, and then learning about them.
Well, that was me. I mean, Terrence knew more about them than me. I knew nothing. But, you know, as a result, I voraciously went after that information by way of research, by way of documentaries, and by talking to them. That was the best part, getting to actually talk to the actual people, because what we definitely didn't want to try and do with this film was for it to feel like a history lesson. It should feel like a character-driven, you know, these are people you can identify with. These are people who fall in love. These are people who have problems. It's a coming of age story. These boys turning into men. And that was something we were able to go to their personal experiences of to depict in the movie.
And something that we remember, Red Tails represented the planes.
Yes.
What we got to meet were young men that happen to be 90 years old now, but we got to meet the men who filled these planes and made these red tails do something. And that's what will stay with us. We can never be a red tail, but we can always hope to live up to some of the standards and the principles that these men lived by. And that's the thing that's driving us, and that's what's driving this film, and that's what makes it palpable to everybody that hears about it or sees it. You know, Alabama just won. Alabama State because they not because they watched the film, but because they were affected by the bravery that these men had and the belief and the discipline that these men had. So we're going to be able to continue down that path based upon the men, not the plane. It's the men. We count our victories by the bombers we get to their targets, by the husbands we return to their wives,
By the fathers, we get back to their children.